What happened to League of Legends? Something's happened, fellas. Something's happened. It's gone boom. Yesterday I had a series of games, 4 games in a row, which were all pretty bloody strange. Very interesting games. So I'm going to take you through them today, starting off with the first game of the day. Mid D3, we are about 50 LP in D3. Playing some Blitzu Clanku. I'm Blitzcrank in the bot lane. All of these games were like 15-minute games, which is why it was really strange to have like 4 of them in a row. And this is how it all started. So that's my Jax. Or that was my Jax. This is my Jax again. Yeah, he's, you know... Alright, being fair to this guy here, this is the difference between having teleport and ignite in lane. You have that extra kill potential in that early game. But that's also the downside of ignite. If you don't use that kill potential... then, you know, you kind of get outscared with that teleport. So Jax finds himself on the wrong end of the ignite. And this death right here, even though it's another 1v1 death, this is where Jax really starts turning here. Kind of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. And Mr. Hyde, or whatever one the monster is coming out here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, I'm just doing my thing, playing Blitzcrank and getting grabs onto the enemy AD carry. Foreshadowing a little bit here, getting this guy's summoners. And that's all good. So we're doing some standard stuff in the bot lane. That's all nice down here. So it's all fun and games in the bot side of the map. But in the top side of the map, you saw that previous play with Jax. Elise was taking the crab. And Jax was not happy about that. So at this point on, even though he's just getting smashed in the 1v1, Jax is now immensely tilted to the extent where he's just spam pinging the jungler. He hates the jungler. He's not really trying anymore. Which, honestly, is going to be summarized in this play right here. Because... you know what? This is actually kind of funny. This is his best chance at killing Kled, because now he's level 6, right? And Jax's level 6 is a huge power spike to him, especially in comparison to Kled. And this guy hates his jungler. He's like, why aren't you ganking this Kled? You need to come gank this Kled, blah, blah, blah. And look what happens. The first gank in top lane, of course, is against the Jax. So he's now tilted off the face of the earth, although he already was. But I'm just doing my own Blitzcrank things back in the bot lane. Remember, we already got this guy's flash here. Grab under the tower. I'm getting creep blocked to oblivion right here. I flash and try and fist him, and you saw my attack animation. My attack swing was going through, but it didn't quite go off. And then he reaches level 6 from killing Jhin. Holy crap, that is the perfect setup for a kill, getting the grab under the tower, and it just wasn't to be. I mean, that's unlucky. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that sucks. And then, you know, this Jax is still... I think we've established what's going to be happening in this top lane. Here comes the Kled with his ultimate. He's like 2 levels ahead of Jax at this point. So that's not really too much to explain there. So I think we put the setting down for what's going to happen in this game. And this is where we try and just... Alright guys, let's try and make some plays in the bot side of the map because it's not happening anywhere else. And we get this first kill onto the Braum, but a nice counter gank for the enemy team. Look at that though. Look at Lucian surviving that one hit again. That really sucks. But Lissandra TP's in. She cop blocks Jhin. Talia comes in as well. She kills me, and it's like, yeah. I mean, we tried, but it was a 7,000 gold lead at that point, and now we're going to lose this game in legitimately 15 minutes. Bad game. Forget about that one. Let's move on to the next one. By the way, I'm not just making this video to complain about some games that I lost. I don't actually lose every game in this video, so it's just kind of to show you that this stuff happens. And also, it was really weird that it happened 4 games in a row. But either way, let's moving on to the next one. We're playing this red team again. I'm Blitzcrank, and we actually start the game off pretty well. We're going to get this first blood here. Tristana as well, which is really nice. And in that top lane too, I have a top lane Nidalee for some reason, but it's fine because she also gets the first blood. So much unlike the last game, we're going to have the good start here, which is, considering these are 15-minute games, you would think is pretty decent. Elysian's looking for a gank in the top side in this play here as well. Not a bad lane to gank, honestly, especially considering it's a Yasuo who'll be pushing out quite heavily. It is a bit hard to gank for the Nidalee though, and you kind of see it in this clip. It just demonstrates it, where this Yasuo just runs around and is really slippery. They don't have a huge amount of damage. They don't have any CC. Great counter gank coming in from Xin Zhao here, but Nidalee wants to chase on to the Yasuo. Lee Sin wants to survive the Xin Zhao, though he can probably go a bit more aggressive on this one. But there's the teleport. It looks like a red TP, but it's on a blue minion. It's the enemy Diana, the enemy mid lane. She's going to be coming through here and picking up the 2 kills on the red side. That's nice, but Diana's going to mop up the 2 kills as well. And that's a bit of foreshadowing, lads. Okay, that's a bit of foreshadowing. Immediately after here, we see that Zin's going for the Scuttle Crab. I'm like, hey, we can do this. Let's contest this one. But little do we know, Diana's waiting in the mid lane. And this is the beginning of the end. Spoiler alert, this is the beginning of the end. You kind of saw it in the last game with the Jax, and just he got really tilted and stuff. Ali Sin is the tilter in this game now. As soon as he died in that mid to Diana, and Orianna was just sitting in mid, flicking his ball sack or whatever the hell he was doing, that was it. He tilted off the face of the earth. He was spamming Orianna 24/7. Was just playing really silly, which you're going to see in this clip as well. Just not really using his brain at all. He didn't care anymore. And that, honestly, I feel like every 15-minute loss, that is a common denominator. Obviously, bad plays. But look at this guy. He's not trying to win this game. I mean, yeah. Trust me, he was not trying to win this game. But it's always about mentality. You know, mentality is the number one thing here. And another return gang into this top lane. This one works out kind of well because Lee Sin's now level 6. So you have a bit more damage here. You have a bit more CC. But ever get that feeling of deja vu? And there's the Diana coming back here. She played really well in this game. And you can see at this point, 701, 150 CS compared to my mid laner who's 001, 100 CS. It's a bit of a mid lane discrepancy here. But, I mean, honestly, Kai'Sa was like 6 and 1. Had 6 kills there as well. And look at this, guys. Look at this. What the hell? What the hell is this? I'm just going to rewind really slowly here. So she charges up her cleave, flash W, R, also E. Doesn't even need that Q finisher there. Tristana dies before that. The electrocute gets her. Holy crap, that damage. Now, the enemy team had the Rift Herald here. They got 2 kills. They're going to push through, get 2 towers, get another tower, and you know, this game is genuinely donezo. We had a decent bot lane this game. It went a lot better than last game, at least. So I guess there's some sort of progress there. But again, lads, fix your mental. Fix your mental. Speaking of fixing your mental, though, that last game combined with the first game, I had 2 support games, which just felt, yeah, disgusting. I've had enough of support, especially with that Lee Sin. Like, if my jungler does that, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm now mad, so I'm playing jungle. And we get a nice first early kill into the top lane on Jackson. Enemy Lee Sin has a few unfortunate plays this game. I think that's another thing that's very common in these like really early 15-minute surrenders or 15-minute victories is if you have a tilter plus some just unlucky plays, and then you have too many unlucky plays and someone is like a big tilter, it all kind of just combines. And when you see I'm making some good early plays here, I've got some good early presence, and the enemy bot lane starts to get some, yeah, Sona just dies randomly because she's roaming at mid at level 4. Then my bot lane as well, Lee Sin comes in and he just dies. So Lee Sin, he's a bit of a tilter this game as well on the enemy team. And the enemy Sivir was the one who was really angry though. The enemy bot laner was like, open mid, I'm not playing this game, blah blah blah, like just really angry about it. So kind of sucks. I mean, you're playing a scaling AD carry. If you want to win lane phase, the lane phase is really important to you. How about you play something that's really good in the lane instead of something that's good when she has 6 items? That's just a thought for you, mate. Either way, my top lane is also now getting some solo kills because I gave him some help in the mid lane. Obviously not because she's a good... Couldn't give him any credit herself. No, it's all because of me. I even gets the 2... It's not really a 2v1. A 1v1 and then another 1v1. Gets the victory there. Good old stuff. Lee Sin now, he's sad as heck. And this is the difference between a good player and a bad player. Bad players go for the tower dive. Good players go for the blue buff steal and don't even get the steal because they lose it to a smite from the enemy jungler. That's how you know. That's how you know when someone's just not very good at League of Legends. You see, so Fizz, mate, you got some things to learn. But still, we're rolling on. More early game plays. It's all happening here. Fizz, when he gets ahead, doesn't even have to hit his shark or whatever the bloody hell that is. That's some void monstrosity. Doesn't need to hit it. Just kills everyone. It's all Gucci. And then at the 15-minute mark, the enemy team decides that they have actually had enough. And they're going to surrender this one. So, 2 losses, 1 win, but 3 really awful games. Even though we won, I still call it an awful game because it's just not that fun. But don't get me wrong, if we'd lost it, I would have absolutely... I would have gone crazy and uninstalled League or something like that. But still, it's not really what I'm looking for. But this game's also not really what I'm looking for because that's my jungler there. Do you see him? This little guy here? Yeah, you see him running around? Yeah. He kind of didn't take smite. So he was top lane. I was jungle. He was like, can I jungle? And I was like, yeah, sure, mate, go for it. And so yeah, now I'm playing Malphite, duo laning with an Udyr with Relic Shield because he didn't take smite. Funnily enough, though, my jungle without smite wasn't really the biggest problem for me in this game. As you see, Irelia into Yasuo, and my Irelia gets first blooded. Dies again shortly after. Although credit to her, she does pick up that return kill, so that's okay. Things look like they're turning around just a little bit in this mid lane, hopefully. But, well, that doesn't really last too long here. And, yeah, that's... Yep, it's going to happen again. She's going to die again. That's not great. Maybe they need to buff Irelia, actually. I think Irelia is actually kind of weak. And this is also a very unfortunate play. You can't hear the spam retreat pings here that I'm throwing out, but 2 level 4s versus a level 6 isn't the greatest matchup, especially when the level 4 is a Malphite who can't do jack shit to help you. It's not even really a 2v1. It's like a level 6 versus a level 4 versus a level 4. So yeah, not the greatest there. That happens, and this also happens. Just yeah, it's not the greatest start here. I kind of think when you play without a jungler, you have to really have something good happen somewhere else. And yeah, it's just in fairness to this Irelia here, she wasn't toxic or raging or anything like that, honestly. Like, she was getting smashed, yes, and that's not ideal. But she wasn't being rude or flaming or anything like that. So I actually think, you know, credit to her, she's just having a bad game. It happens. Of course, when you don't have a jungler, this stuff also tends to happen. You just lack that punch, you lack that oomph, you lack that control in games like this. And as you can see, you know, Udyr is a pretty free target for the enemy Shaco, and as such, so is my bot laner. Not doing too well there. They also take the Rift Herald, as you would imagine at this point in the game. However, this is around the 15-minute mark. Like, we haven't lost yet, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Like, this is the game that we should have just stayed in spawn. But you know what? If we haven't lost this far, maybe there is something we can do. Maybe there is something we can use to our advantage to get something going. I mean, the enemy team is hubris. Maybe they're getting a little bit under-respectful of us, thinking it's a free win. They have had a good start, but we can still win this one and spotlight this game on the Lucian. If you watch this guy's gameplay, he absolutely can carry us this game, 100%. And Irelia, as the game goes on as well, you know, she's going to get a little bit stronger. She comes out of that 1v1 lane where she's struggling, and she can just pick up like the Triforce and Sterex and stuff like this and become a bit more useful. Although, as you're seeing here, we're losing both of our Nexus towers, and that is Aurelia's dead body sitting on the far right there. But still, it's, you know, stuff. It happens. But we are going to manage to defend this Nexus here, which is good because it means we don't lose the game, and we are given a slight window back into it. And that's not the only window we were given back into this game, because there are actually some opportunities we were finding here. The enemy team, like I said, are hubris. They're disrespecting us. They're not realizing that they can actually still lose this game. So we're actually making a comeback here. And same here, where they're going for the Infernal Dragon. Like, you don't have... This is shortly after this last play, I think. You can't really go for this one. This is going to be a 3v4 here, guys. Maybe even a 3v5 if I can count. No, it's 3v4. That's fine. 3v4. We do lose the Irelia early on, but like I mentioned, it's Lucian. Lucian is the carry bag here. We pick up a trade kill, and then my ultimate just comes up there. I'm not baiting my team, trust me. That did just come up. And almost all good. Lucian unfortunately dies on the side there. But we're making a comeback, and we can look for these team fights. And again, Yasuo, mate, what you doing? Just protect Lucian, and we can win. Sadly, in this last team fight here, Lucian doesn't receive the full protection that he needs. Gets a little bit caught on the side by the Echo. Good catch by Echo there. Lucian does his best to try and survive, but it's not to be. And without him, we really do lack that firepower. We are trying to chase some people down, try and make some things happen. We do still have that Irelia, but with Malphite, without his ultimate, I'm about as... What was it he says? Useful as nipples on a man. Shout out to Mr. Cyanide there. And as you can see, it's just... not quite going to happen for us there, and that's going to be the game as well. So thanks so much for watching the video today, guys. Some weird games. 4 games in a row were like this. All 4 of them. But no, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you'd like to subscribe to me for more. Don't worry if you have some bad games in solo queue. It happens all the time. It happened to me. It will happen to you. It's fine. Just forget about these games and move on to the next one. I love you all. Cheeky thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me for more, and I will see you in my next video.